Did you know that anyone can make money from home? All you need is just one skill, something you're good at, or even something that you can learn quickly that other people want to know how to do. People are willing to pay for knowledge, and if you can show them how to do it, you've got a business. Listen to this. I just bought an Instagram membership for $268 a month. You know, I know that's crazy, but I am trying to learn how to increase my Instagram and not waste any more time. So I'm paying to learn from someone who is doing what I want to do. I'm trying to fast track the process. This is what people do. And if you're saying to yourself, well, I don't know what I would do, I don't know what I could teach to someone, listen to how much this woman makes per month. How much do you make per month?
So this month I've made, I think it's about 250,000.
This month. So this was a great month, but typically, on average, what's a normal month for you, just so we can understand?
Yes, it's probably normally around sort of between 90 and 100.
Okay, guys, that's crazy, right? She makes this much money by teaching people how to draw using colored pencils. She has a community of over 4,000 people in her membership that are paying every single month. You know, and she had no idea how to do this stuff not long ago. And I'm saying this to show you how you can make money from home by showing others how to do almost anything. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm gonna send you something special. But the woman I interviewed, her name is Bonnie Snowden, and she is amazing. I asked her everything that you want to know if you want to start a similar business like hers. It does not need to be colored pencils. It could be anything, but just follow the same proven roadmap that she's following. I'm not promoting a course. This is just great information that's going to equip you with everything you need to know how to get started. I'll take advantage of this video because I do go deeper in my membership talking about how to grow these types of businesses. But here, we're giving you guys all the sauce for free. So you guys ready to get into it? Let's go. Hey, Bonnie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's really, really nice to be here. Thank you so much for asking me.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. So for our audience, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and then how you became to like where you are now?
Yeah, of course. So I live in the UK. I'm in the north of the UK. I'm a single mum. I've got 3 children. My youngest is 20, my eldest is 25. I come from a corporate background, so I worked for an insurance company for a long time. I then, oh gosh, what did I do? I ended up doing a degree in exec coaching, and I became an exec coach for a while, worked out in the Middle East. And then I discovered my creativity again. So when I was 17, I really wanted to do art. I left school and I did a couple of years at college, and I really wanted to be an artist. That's all I wanted to be. And I was told at 17 that I wasn't good enough. So I stopped doing anything creative, went into full-time work. And then 2016, so I was 46, I picked up colored pencils and coloring books for mindfulness. I had an unhappy marriage. I had a stressful job. And my daughter bought me a coloring book and some pencils for Christmas in 2015. 2016, I just became obsessed with my coloring books. And then I realized I could draw. And then people started asking me to do commissions. And at the end of 2016, I handed my notice in, had a full-time job, and I became a full-time artist. And at that point, I was doing commissions. So drawing people's animals, horses, dogs, cats.
Is that what commissions means?
Yeah, that's what commissions mean. So somebody commissions me to create a drawing for them.
Okay.
So that was my job. My husband left me in 2017, left me and the children. So I then had to kind of support myself on, people say, don't they, oh, you can't make a living from doing art. Well, yeah,
all the time. I hear that all the time.
Yeah, I've kind of blown that out of the water.
Good.
And then I because I have like a very sharing nature. I like to share what I'm doing. I started to share a lot of the techniques that I was using and how I was drawing, and people were asking me for help, and then people started asking me to teach. And in February 2019, I started a Patreon channel. I don't know if you've heard of Patreon before. So a lot of artists use it. It's a third-party platform, and I started teaching people on there. My figures grew. And there came a point, it was 2020, that I was like, I've been doing this for a year and a bit, and I really want my own platform. I really want to be able to express myself better. I want better customer service. I want a better experience, really, for my members. So I reached out. I took Stu McLaren's, it was Tribe back in the day. It's now TME. I bought that in 2021, and I took on a consultant who helped me build a membership using Stu's sort of, using his, whatever he does. And I built my membership and I launched it on the 17th of September 2021. And I moved a section from my Patreon over into there. And I basically, for the last 3 years, have been growing that membership. So I now have about 4,500 members, with recurring revenue. And it's absolutely amazing, It's brilliant. It's changing. It's morphing all of the time, but it's unbelievable.
This is incredible. You have over 4,000 members in your membership. Now, I have so many questions from this. Okay, so the first question is I love to hear how people got started. So you said people were starting to ask you, can you teach them? But how did they even know that you were doing this? Were you posting on social media at the time?
Yeah, so I have my own social media. So I was posting stuff on social media, and I'd be like, I'd get really excited about, oh my goodness, look what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And, I'd be saying, this is what I did. And I used these colors, and I joined some groups, and, people were asking for help in there. So I
so then you're posting your pictures in there, and they saw you're really good. I want to learn from you. That's so smart.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love that. Okay. So, all right. So so this is how you're in groups, you're posting. So this is how people are starting to know about you. Then you get on Patreon. Is it Patreon?
Yes. Yeah. So I've still got Patreon. So
you still do?
Yeah. So that is completely passive income, apart from the fact that I obviously have to pay their platform fee, but I don't put any new content on. So people pay me every month. And I think I probably get about, it's not a huge amount, I probably get about 2,000 a month from it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Wow.
For doing nothing.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then, so now you have your own membership. What platform do you use for your membership today?
So currently my communications is via Kajabi.
Okay, Kajabi. Wow.
Yeah. Although I'm now currently in the process of moving that piece to ActiveCampaign.
Oh, okay. So you're for your email sequences.
Emails. Yeah.
Okay.
And the actual membership is held on, it's called membership.io, used to be called Searchy.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Now, okay, so now that they're on here, how do you manage 4,000 people? Do you have a team, or is it just you? Or how does the day-to-day, how do you get, I can't wait to get into the nitty-gritty, but how do you manage a team? I mean, a membership of 4,000 people.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, I have a team. One of the biggest things about me is that I'm always asking for help. I'm very clear on what I do well, and I'm very clear on what I don't do well, or what I don't like. I don't do structure very well.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
I'm a bit chaotic. So I have a growing team. So I've just been through a period of time where I've let a couple of my team members go, just down to personality, things not quite working out. So we're kind of building that up again. My daughter works full time for me.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. So she is my community manager. So
awesome.
She looks after all of my members, and she is awesome. So she's in the groups, she's helping people. She's, people are getting, because she's quite new. She's been with me for a couple of months, but people are getting used to her. People are getting to know her, and she's got some really great ideas. So she's my community manager. I then have a customer services, who looks after my inbox, which is honestly, if you're new to running a membership, the biggest part, I think, of running a membership is your inbox.
Yeah.
and the fact that you want to move very quickly to not being the person who is in the inbox.
Right,
Because,
right.
you know, you get the majority of the people are absolutely wonderful and kind and just so grateful for what you're teaching them, and it's just such a lovely experience. But you also get people who just are rude.
Right.
You know, and you've got to be able to cope with that. And if you're the face of the teaching, and you're teaching people, and you're helping people, to then have to then put, be putting up with um, be putting up with people being rude, it can really, really affect confidence. It can affect your energy, it can affect your vibe and everything. So that's one of the biggest things, I think, from coming from a third-party platform like Patreon, and they do all of the customer service. I didn't realize what a mammoth job it is to do the customer service. That to me is the biggest part of running a membership. And then at the moment, I've actually got a consultant and her team who are running anything to do with my launches.
Oh, okay.
So I launch typically 2-3 times a year. We're trying to get it down to maybe once a year, and she's kind of managing that, project managing that, because I don't have the people who were in my team used to do that, but I don't have them.
Okay.
So I'm currently recruiting for that role, and then I have a finance director and like admin help. So I couldn't do it on my own. I just could not do it on my own.
No way. So, okay, so this is all right. So I want to get into like the launch, because I see that when I go to your website, there's a wait list. So I can't even get into your membership right now. Now, what is the pros and cons of that? Because sometimes my thinking is like, could you lose out on customers that want to join now that may, things may happen later in their life, and then when you reopen it, they're not ready to join at that time. So do you lose out on sales, or does it just create this anticipation where, oh, I can't wait, I can finally get in, let me do it now? Like, so there's got to be a reason to doing it this way, but I just want to hear from you, like, what is the reason for the wait list?
Yeah, so this was a really difficult thing for me to get my head around, like really difficult. So I come from Patreon, which is open all of the time. And I'm being advised by my consultant and by Stu McLaren, closed membership. That's the way to go. And I'm like, ooh, no. I mean, how does that work? You stop people coming in,
right?
And I'm not quite sure how that works. So I had to do a lot of digging deep, a lot of really thinking about it, and a lot of looking at other memberships to see how they performed, how they worked. And I decided it was a leap of faith. It was a complete leap of faith. I was like, I trust these two people. I don't feel comfortable, but this is what we're going to do. And what happens is you have a wait list. You have people join the wait list. You give them amazing value for being on the wait list. You make them, this is what I want to do for all of my members. I want to make everybody feel special. I want to make everybody feel like if they want to do what I'm teaching, then they can do it. And I want to give them all of the resources that they have. So the customer is always first and foremost. That my members are so precious to me. Their loyalty, everything about them, they are the most important factor. But I also run a business, and to run a business, you have to make money. If you don't make money, you don't have a business. And if I don't have a business, then I can't teach all of these people how to draw if that's what they want to do. So I need to do it in the best way possible. And the best way possible is to invite people to join me on my wait list, to support them, to show them all of this love, to connect with them, to build a relationship with them. And we do that via, email campaigns. And we give them all sorts of really, really valuable information. then with the hope that they will be so excited that they'll come and join me when the cart opens, when the doors open. And generally that's kind of what happens.
Oh, okay, I love it.
They can join me. Yeah.
That's so scary, but I feel like who cares if it works?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to work hard, and you've got to be a little bit you might have your plan, and then maybe when you open the doors, maybe it doesn't quite happen like you wanted it to. So you might have to sort of start, oh, maybe we should try this, and maybe, so you've got to be quite agile. And it is, I had a launch back in May that was the reason why I let two of my team go. And to be honest, I really felt almost like I had a breakdown after it. It was really tough, really tough launch. A lot of it was because I spent way too much on ads. And I wasn't prepared for the feeling of seeing all of that money being spent and not necessarily getting it all back. And I've been in a position in my life where I haven't had any money.
Yeah.
I nearly lost my home, and had to turn around in the supermarket and leave my trolley because my cards weren't working. I never want to be back in that position ever again. And I'm sort of quite spiritual, I'm quite woo, but I love all of that kind of stuff. And we talk about money flowing out and money flowing back in, and we have to have a good relationship with money. But I still see money as precious.
Yeah.
I work hard for it. It is precious. It does a lot of good. It's helped me create a fabulous membership. It's helped me reach out to so many people to help. But spending a huge amount of money when I'm not seeing the not seeing the benefits of doing that, really, it didn't go well. Well, it did go well. It went, on paper, it was like, yeah, this is great. We've got, I don't know, 1,200 new members. Fantastic. But at what cost?
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
I like to see it too as a tax write-off too. So you're kind of like, I always trying to think about like, am I going to make more? Did it help? Did it help you make more or get more?
Yeah. So we think about the recurring revenue. Absolutely. But one of the things that I'm really keen on doing is, if I'm going to spend money on ads, I need to know that those ads are working. I don't just want to throw a whole load of money at the wall and then just cross my fingers and hope that they're.
Were you able to measure that too, that those people came for those ads?
So at that point, no.
Okay.
Yeah. So my ads manager, I'm working with a different ads manager now. Didn't understand the metrics. It hadn't set things.
Oh no, you have to know the numbers.
Yeah, and one of the things that isn't one of my strengths, or one of my weaknesses, I guess, is I don't understand figures.
Yeah,
they just swim around. I don't get them.
You don't need to. That's why you have a finance manager, right? Exactly. So that's why you're in a position where you don't have to worry about that. And that's why you hire your weaknesses. You're doing it right. Exactly. So I love what you're doing. Okay, so all right, so I join your wait list. You continue to provide me value through your email just while I'm waiting. So you're still like I'm still keeping you top of mind. I'm just kind of waiting till that day is. Now, how often do you open your cart during the year? I think you said 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, 2 or 3. So it's generally January, May, and September. But we're trying to do better and do less.
Now, what's the reason for doing less?
It just makes everything easier.
Right. Do less. How long do you keep your cart open for?
Just a week.
Oh, 1 week, 7 days, 5 or 7. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. So this gives them time. Now, how much is your membership?
£37, which works out about, I think it's about $45, $46.
Oh, US dollars per month?
Yeah.
That's great. And then because they're learning a skill that not only just is something just to be able to do, but like you said, even like mentally, it just helps you just be able to escape. So this is something that's like healthy to be a part of, and then now you're a part of a community and you're learning how to do it. It just makes so much sense. Like I would have never thought that this could be a thing. And knowing that over 4,000 people are in there, you're doing something right. Now, my other question is, so I know that you're talking about ads, but how else are you getting people to even know about you and that you have a membership? Like what are the different avenues you use?
Yeah, so social media.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, which is like I don't really think TikTok does very much. We were looking at the metrics of Pinterest yesterday, and although it doesn't bring a huge amount of audience onto, that join my mailing list, if you like, it's still worth doing. Pinterest can take quite a bit of time.
It does. I used to be on there.
YouTube, and I've got a blog, and I have a free Facebook group. So kind of.
So which one of those do you feel like is the most effective? Like which one, what platform do you feel like gets you the most people into your?
Yeah, so I would say Facebook and Instagram.
Really? Not even YouTube?
Yeah. No, and I think because I haven't really so I post every week on YouTube.
Right.
But there's so much more to just posting on YouTube.
There's
the keywords, there's the, making sure that
the thumbnail, the title, it's like
everything. And I haven't ever concentrated on YouTube. We literally, so when did I start? 2017. I've got something like 42,000 followers on YouTube, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's not, if I really kind of focused on it, I'm positive I could make it way bigger. But at the minute, what I'm doing is working. So
you're doing excellent, which I want to get into the numbers in a minute. But my other question is, like, so for Instagram and Facebook, how often are you posting?
Oh, every day.
Every day. Now, do you batch your content where like you are like have a whole plan for the whole month, and then this is just what this goes out Monday, Tuesday, or what's your process for posting every day?
Yeah. So sometimes. So at the moment, I've got a social media manager working for me.
Oh, good.
So an external person who's working for me, because again, I kind of, two of my team, I sort of removed them from the business, but that's one of the things that I'm looking for at the minute is a digital marketer who's going to be able to do some of my social media. So at the moment we have a couple of things going on in social media. I'm working on a growth strategy. So in Instagram, we are looking at growing the audience in there, the audience who are very much resonating with what I do, who will then hopefully eventually join my list. So it's all about the growth of my social media platforms is very much around getting people onto my list.
That's so smart.
So I'm it's great to have massive numbers. It's brilliant, how fabulous to have these, huge numbers. But if they're not doing anything for you, again, I'm running a business.
Yeah.
And I've got people, I have to pay my staff, I have to pay for all of the software, all of that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So I want people to join my list. So that's my strategy for all of my social media platforms is, everything points to the membership, basically. So
I love that. So on your your social media posts and stuff, do you ever sell on the post, or are you just the strategy?
Yeah, we do. So selling, I kind of use the 80-20 rule, the 80% where we're giving really great valuable content, and then the 20% is the sales. And obviously your sales are never going to do engagement wise particularly well, because social media platforms don't show them, and all of that kind of thing. But coming back to your the scheduling, we do schedule.
Oh, good.
So we use later.
Okay.
So we do schedule. We have got an idea of what it is that we're doing at the moment. We're kind of looking at posts that have done really well in the past, and we're either repeating those or we're kind of using the same framework and just changing the message a bit. So, and they're doing, they're doing okay. They're doing okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the other question is, so retention. So say someone is in your membership, like, it's good to get the over 40 a month, but like how long do you see that people are typically staying around?
Yeah. So our lifetime, I think, is about 11 months.
Wow.
I think it's about 11 months. I can't remember what the lifetime value is, something like 275 pounds, something like that. It's probably changed since we did those figures. And our retention month on month is around sort of 95%, which is, it's good. It's good. You want to be, with your retention, you want to be sort of, 94, 95 and upwards. And that, again, that's something that is really important, because I know that I give really good value, and I don't just give, teaching people to draw. I also have a qualified coach in my membership who do a group coaching session every month. And so I've got 3, and because I'm a qualified coach, I used to do it and I've now moved it on to them. So we're giving people all of that fabulous mindset stuff that's helping in every other part of their life. It's not, the colored pencil drawing is brilliant and it will bring you peace and harmony and all of that kind of stuff. But we also teach, about other stuff as well that's going to help them, and it helps them with their drawing development, but it helps them in everything else as well.
Now, is that almost like a bonus that they don't know about?
Well, we do advertise it, but obviously
they're joining for the drawing, but I guess that's like, to me, is like, wow, I get this too. Why leave?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so all right, so I'm just like to go through the process. So they see you on social media, they join your email list, you woo them through your email list, they join your membership when it opens, and now they're a part and they have all this great training. So now that you have like over 4,000 people, how much do you make per month? Like what we want to know.
Okay, so this month we had a launch. I also had some renewals. So this month I've made, I think it's about 250,000 this month.
This month, 250,000. Oh, and this is something that you just picked up. Like, when did you? This is something that you recently not just like picked up again. A skill you just learned. And are you self-taught?
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to self-taught, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you're also heavily influenced by, when I first started, I wasn't a member of any groups. I didn't realize you could look up stuff on YouTube. I was very naive when it came to social media. So I'd say the first sort of 6, 7, 8 months was very much self-taught. Then I realized that there were groups that I could join and that I could go onto YouTube and see if I could find stuff, which generally I couldn't, because it was all like time lapse. I couldn't find anything that was, so yes, I am self-taught, but you're also really influenced by the people who also give tips, in the groups. You can't not be. So self-taught, but I see
what you're saying, right? Yeah, as we all are,
Yeah.
So this is amazing, because I know even like, so this was a great month, but typically on average, what's a normal month for you, just so we can understand?
It's probably normally around sort of between 90 and 100.
That's amazing. Like, you know how great I don't have to tell you. This is amazing. Now, this is what I love, and this is what I'm so passionate about, is you picked this up. Someone told you were not good at this, so you put it down. But something, your daughter buying you a coloring set changed everything. And I wanted to ask, why did she buy that? What made her buy
she'd said, what did I want for Christmas? And I had seen, I think it's still a bit of a craze, but back then it really was a craze. And I was like, I've seen these coloring books and some pencils, maybe just get me those. So she did. And it honestly, it changed our lives. It's completely changed our lives.
Coloring
pencils totally changed the whole family's lives. I mean, I'm still living in the house that we moved into 18 years ago, 19 years ago now. And you know, I'm on my own. My husband's sadly he passed away in 2020.
I'm sorry.
Well, my ex-husband at that point. So I've built an extension. I've got a beautiful garden. I've got an office down in the garden. I've created a really lovely space for my children, you know, and I'm looking after the money for them.
Yeah.
I support charities, always supporting charities. You know, people sort of like in my local area. You know, I do a lot of can't remember what the name of it is now. GoFundMe stuff, all of that.
Oh, for people. I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I do a lot of that. A lot of that I do is I just, you know, anonymously, because I can, and it's
exactly
a really nice thing to do. And people talk about, you know, I know that there's some people who sort of they talk about money as, you know, we shouldn't talk about it, and it's almost like you know, we shouldn't talk about money, and if you talk about how much you earn, it's like oh no, it's really uncomfortable. But actually, money used in the right way can bring a huge amount of good to the world. I mean, it can be completely destructive. I completely get that, but it can bring a huge amount of good into the world. And if it means that I'm earning money that I can create a great future for my children, and I can also help local people, I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? And I get to help all of these thousands of people, you know, have a better life because their mindset's better. They're excited, they're happy drawing, they're doing something for themselves. So I see it as a really good thing.
Yeah, I love this. And so for someone who wanted to get started and like they want to get into like maybe creating a membership, or they know something, or they just don't know how to monetize some knowledge or skill they have, what advice would you give to them?
I would say the first thing to do is to make a list of all of the people that you're going to listen to podcasts of.
Yes,
you
I
know,
love
like get that information for free. You know, to listen to the podcast. There's Stu McLaren, there's Amy Porterfield. You know, listen to those marketing podcasts, anything to do with digital, anything, you know, any kind of entrepreneurial stuff. If you can just listen to stuff and take it in, and work out what your niche is, you know, what it is that you're going to make a membership from. If you've got the capacity, if you've got the budget, I would highly recommend joining Stu in his TME, which is the membership experience. I think he opens it every April, I think. That is one of the best ways to get started. I mean, I'm totally immersed in Stu's world. I'm in his masterminds now. You know, wow. I'm looking back on, you know, when I joined him in 2020, and I'm looking at these people who, 2021, I'm looking at these people who, you know, he's interviewing, and they're going, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I'm sat there and I'm going, I want to be that person. I want to be that person he's interviewing. And then all of a sudden you are that person he's interviewing. And then you're going on these amazing trips to be, you know, in his, you know, small community. It's amazing. Wow. And his teaching is definitely what I would recommend for anybody wanting to start a membership. But the other thing as well is I would start doing what you want, what you ultimately want to do. Start doing it now. You know, you don't have to monetize it just yet, but start to be known as the person who thing, because that's what I did, and it worked really well for me. I didn't just do my commissions and then one day suddenly go, I'm going to start teaching now, right? Because you haven't got the right audience. You know, your audience is there to buy your portraits, not to learn to draw with you.
Right, exactly.
You've got to think about the audience. You've got to think about what you ultimately want to do and start doing it today.
Yes, I love that advice. That's the way to do it. That's how you build an audience. You know, that's the way to do it. Yeah, I love it. Okay. So thank you so much. Any last words for anyone wanting to learn more about you, you know, just to see, like, I'm going to be showing some of the drawings that you've done here because I've seen your work and it is incredible. So I just want people to know you and how to get into your world.
So I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. It's Bonnie Snowden Academy.
And I'll put the links in the description too.
Yeah, you can join my newsletter. You'll get a newsletter every week, and you can join my mailing list if you want to come and join me and learn how to draw. It is a wonderful community. I mean, I think it's the best community. They're just wonderful people. Supporting each other, cheering each other on. It's amazing.
I love this so much. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you ever so much, Whitney.